today I'm going to be doing another reading challenge. I love doing these and I'm really doing this for my benefit. I thought I'd just bring you guys along with me, as I was going to do this probably anyway, even if I wasn't going to film this. But I thought, why not bring you guys along with me for the ride. Now, when I do these challenges, I do it based on my screen time on my phone and on the screen time on iPhones. I don't know if it's the same for Androids or other versions of phones, but on iPhone you can have screen time, which is literally the amount of time your screen is open and on. You can also have the amount of pickups you have, and then you can also have notifications. And I was thinking about doing this based on pages, but then I just realised, I looked on my Kindle where I'm going to be doing this challenge, and only one of the 3 books that I'm currently reading has pages on it. So I'm going to do it based on minutes instead. So I feel like before I've done it on screen time, and I feel like I've done it based on screen time, pickups and notifications. All 3 of those added up together to make the number. This time around, I think I'm going to do it based up on the pickups, mainly because I just did a scroll through and they are the least used amount of time. Because on Thursday, can I just mention, guys, I had a ridiculous amount of time on my phone. I had 15 hours and 39 minutes on my phone on Thursday. What was I doing for that amount of time? I have no idea, but there's no chance I'm going to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is do it based up on the pickups, based upon literally every time you pick up your phone, it adds a number to the thing. So I'm going to do it Monday through to probably Saturday. So I'm not going to start this today as it is already 8 PM. But I'm going to start this tomorrow, and the 3 books I'm reading, I should probably mention, are of course The Way We Live Now by Anthony Trollope, which you guys should be used to me reading this now. This has been in my last few reading challenges, actually since the first one I started posting on here. I've been reading The Way We Live Now by Anthony Trollope. I am about 19 chapters away till finishing. Then the other book I'm reading is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. That is also creeping very, very slowly. We are nowhere near finished that one, but those chapters are short, so it does feel like I'm making more progress than I am, simply because the chapters are tiny. And then the other book that I'm currently reading is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstein, I believe. Now that book I randomly generated from my to be read shelf on Goodreads, and that is the book that ended up being picked. So I'm reading those 3 books, and all 3 of those books are on my Kindle. So for Monday the 31st of March, I had 143 pickups. 143 pickups, as you can see here. Well, you can't see here because it's not focusing. That means I'm going to need to be reading for 2 hours and 23 minutes. It is time. We're starting this challenge. I am sat comfortably in bed to start this. And the amount of time I'm reading for today, for day 1, is 143 minutes. So that is 2 hours and 23 minutes, and I'm going to start off by reading War and Peace. I don't quite know what chapter I'm on. I think I'm on like the 3rd book, maybe. I'm not too sure. About 30% through into the book anyway. But I'm going to start reading this for now, and then I will probably dip in and out of different books during the time period. But I'm going to start my timer for 1 hour and for 2 hours and 23 minutes, and there we go. Okie dokie. Hello everyone, good evening. My hair is a mess because I have been lying on my bed reading and it has kind of made it go crazy. But day one complete. I had a break in between. I did fall asleep reading, as I always do. And I have read 3 chapters of War and Peace, 2 chapters of the Stardust Sea, and 2 chapters of The Way We Live Now. But day 1 complete, let's get on to day 2. Just want to mention my hair. If you guys have not noticed, I am trying the curly girl method. I've just refreshed it. It's still a little bit wet. Not too sure. I feel like I need to get used to it. I also noticed that I always play around with the back. I feel like that's going to ruin the curls around the back. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. But that is why my hair is like this, because I don't usually have my hair down or in its natural state. Today's time to read is 2 hours and 22 minutes. Not much different from yesterday's, but it was 143 yesterday and today is 142. So I am going to read for 142 minutes. I've already changed my timer to 2 hours and 22 minutes. So without further ado, let's get into it. Right, I have been sitting here reading for an hour and I've just come to the realization that I'm probably going to be finishing The Way We Live Now this week. And I have been reading this book. I think I started reading this book, I want to say, around November, December time in 2023. So it's been probably a year and a half since I started reading this book. I think we're going to be finishing it this week. We're at 85% left on this book. We're so close to the end. Like, I think it's going to happen, and I am, like, honestly ecstatic, because then that means I can then finally break through and read the next book that is on my to-do list, on my list of Desert Island Disc books. I hope they aren't as long as this one has been, and I'm excited. It means I can actually listen to more of those episodes as well, because they are adding up on my podcasts on my phone. So yeah, looking forward to that. There's 100 chapters in The Way We Live Now and we're at chapter 85. That's what kind of made me give the realization that we're close to the end. Also on your Kindle, it has the option to have the time left, and the time left says we have got 4.5 hours left to read, and I know for sure that this means I'm probably going to be finishing this book most likely like on Thursday or Friday. Actually, I found when I started reading this book, I started reading this book January the 15th, 2024. So it has been 16 months since I started reading this book. So yeah, there we go. Alrighty then, it is now 9 PM and I have read for those 2 hours and 23 minutes or so. I am honestly, I've already said it today, but I'm so excited that I'm inching closer to the end of The Way We Live Now. I 100% think I'll finish this on Thursday, just looking at how much I've read today, and tomorrow is 10 minutes more but it's not my longest time. So if I don't finish this, I'll finish this definitely on Thursday. Thursday and Friday are joint the longest time that I've got to read. Again, I did start falling asleep reading The Way We Live Now. I find that I can't stay still when I'm reading The Way We Live Now. I have to keep moving. I don't know what it is about the book, but it is sleep inducing. I think it's just how it's being written. It's so informative, but boringly informative. And there's just every chapter, it's about a different character and like follows a different character, but then it kind of carries on from the previous chapter, and it's just very confusing, and there's just a lot of characters to keep up to date with as well. I'm gonna go make some dinner now, and I will catch you guys tomorrow for day 3. And the time for tomorrow is only 10 minutes longer than it was today, so not too bad. Okay, so I think I stated at the start of this video that I was going to do this for 6 days. I'm actually only doing this for 5 days, Monday through to Friday. I just realised that it would be impossible for me to do this on Saturday, so we're going to continue doing this just until Friday instead. Today we have got 153 minutes to read, so it's only 10 minutes more than yesterday, but let's see what progress we can make in that amount of time. Alright, it is a little bit later now. I have oiled my hair. Let's get to reading. Let me first find my timer. So it needs to be 153 minutes, which is, I believe, 2.5 hours plus 3 minutes. So there we go, we got 2 hours and 33 minutes. Let's get cooking and read a little bit more. It is 20 to 7 already. It's a little bit later than I had hoped to start this, but I'm gonna read for maybe an hour, and then I'm gonna break, and then I'll come back later on this evening to finish this off, because I want to have a break, A, to have dinner, B, to have my bath, because I've decided I want to have a bath rather than a shower. I might read in the bath, to be determined, so this could continue, but let's go. Also, yeah, don't mind my hair. Look, I brushed my hair out and put some oil on it, and now it looks a bit like a frizzy mess, but alright, let's read. I'm starting off with The Starless Sea today, so let's see how we go. Okay, it is now 8 PM and I'm pretty much halfway through. We are just a little bit under. We've got an hour and 20 minutes or 21 minutes left remaining to read for tonight. I've read 2 chapters of The Starless Sea. I've read 1 chapter of The Way We Live Now and 1 chapter of War and Peace. But I'm gonna pause here now, and I'm going to have my bath, have my dinner, and watch the golf, because that's also happening right now. And I will be back later on in a couple of hours to complete this and read this before I go to bed. I'm determined. I'm not going to fail. We're going to read this before I go to bed tonight. So I'm reckoning it's probably going to be around 10 o'clock-ish that I'll pick this up again. I did read a little bit more, so we've got an hour and 12 minutes left to go. Alright, my hair still looks like it's a piece of straw. It's still wet. My hair takes ages to dry. So it will look better once it's actually dry. But I have just come full circle. I have been reading The Way We Live Now, as I've mentioned, for like 16 months. And we've just come full circle to how this book originally started. We've come back to the subject and the person. And I completely forgot that this was literally what the first chapter was about. I don't even know how many months within the book it has been, but enough that she's now done what she was starting to do. What, 900 pages of absolute rubbish? And now we are back to how the book should have been? I don't know. But anyway, nearly done for today. We've got 20 more minutes left to go. By the way, my hair is still not dry. Ooh, man down. Oh, by the way, my Kindle tells me I have 3 hours left of The Way We Live Now. So we're cutting it close, guys. I'm 90%. We've got 10 chapters left to go, and I have completed today's challenge. If you're wondering, I've read 3 chapters of each book, so The Starless Sea, War and Peace, and The Way We Live Now. So I'm pretty happy that I kind of rounded it off. But that's it for today. I will catch you guys tomorrow for day 4 of this challenge, and tomorrow is going to be a longer day of reading. Let's see what progress we can make today. It is the Masters this weekend, so I am going to be watching it in the background, and I did start doing that last night, and I was a little bit distracted, so I didn't actually do as much progress last night as I thought I would. But today we are on Thursday, and we are on, can you read that? 204 minutes. Oh, it's not working, but yeah, 204 pickups, so 204 minutes. I've got my Kindle ready to go, so without further ado, let's see how much I can read today. I think it's definitely going to happen. I'm intrigued to know by the end of tonight how far I've got in The Way We Live Now. Literally, is this an excuse to try and finish that book? Yes, that is exactly the reason why I'm doing this. Alright, let's go. So, I discovered this. 204 minutes. It automatically added the time. That's crazy. Alright. 3.5 hours to go. Let's do this.
Players at the end of the field are struggling on this par 5 second, but it is the easiest hole on the course so far.
We're at halfway, and I have read a couple of chapters for each of them. So going well, and I feel like I'm getting to the point of the long book of The Way We Live Now, where I feel like it's kind of obvious that it's coming towards an end. Like everything is grouping up to that final ending, which I think is going to be very I forgot what the word is. Very, what is the word? Where it's just not very surprising. It's going to be kind of like a disappointing end. But I can't think of what the word is. Maybe if I remember it when I'm editing, I'll put it here. But yeah, I feel like it's all coming together, and like the storylines are ending, which is a good thing, I guess. It is a little bit later now. We have an hour and 25 minutes left on the countdown for today. Let's see. Depending how far I get, I might actually end up just reading later on tonight and finishing The Way We Live Now. Depends how much I have left at the end of this 1 hour and 25 minutes. So yeah, got my timer ready to go, so I'm gonna play Hey Siri, resume. Resume? Resume timer. That actually worked. Okay, alright. I'm going to read a little bit more. I'm still watching the golf, which you can hear in the background. McIlroy is 4th, so I'm happy about that. And that's what's up. Let's read. Alright, we're done for day 4 of this challenge. So I've made some solid progress today. For War and Peace, I finished book 5 and I'm starting book 6. The version I'm reading has got 12 books. I'm not too sure if that's common in all the versions, but the version I'm reading, I don't even know what version it is, but I just know, I think it's the Maud translation, has 12 books within it. I have just started the 6th one, and I am, even though it's technically halfway between each book, because there's 6 out of 12, that's, you know, halfway. I'm only at 34%. I believe when I started reading today I was at 31%, so I've gone up 3%, which is not a surprise, they are short chapters. Then we've got The Starless Sea. I'm not too sure what the percentage was when I first started. Today, I think it was maybe like 34%, so I think I may have gone up 10% today. And then The Way We Live Now, we are at 95%. And we are about to start chapter, you're not going to be able to see this, so you are, 96. Which is amazing. And it tells me I have an hour and 21 minutes left to read this. I'm not too sure if I'm going to finish it tonight. I'm very tempted to do so. It is 11 PM though. So I am debating actually going to bed over this, but I think I might stay up a little bit later tonight and actually finish reading it, because I want this to be done so bad. And then tomorrow, as part of my reading, I will then start the next book on that list of Desert Island Discs. So yeah, I'm overall really happy with the progress I have made. I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I can give you guys the news that I have finished the book. I guess we'll find out in the next scene. Alright. Happy Friday everyone. I can confirm that I did finish The Way We Live Now last night. I finished it around 1 AM. So I did stay up a little bit later to read that. But I'm so happy that that's done. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and finish this last night, because I was like, I can't keep on stretching this book out further and further. The book took me so long because every time I would read it, I would fall asleep. I'm not even joking. 99% of the time, but I'm not during these challenges. Even like actually the beginning of this week, on Monday I think, I did fall asleep reading this book. I just found it so difficult. It was just paragraphs and paragraphs of information that he could have just said in like 2 sentences, but he just dragged it out and included detail he didn't need to include. It was just too much. But we're done. And the new book that I'm going to be reading, because I have decided I'm going to continue and start reading a new book, is Catch-22, which I have not read before. So I'm going to, read that. That's what I'm going to start reading today. But yeah, this is going to be the final day. As I said, I'm not doing tomorrow anymore, but I'm just going to stop it here today. Anyway, I'm watching the F1 in the background, and then I'll probably switch over to the golf when this is finished. But I'm going to start reading Catch-22 now. Okay, I'm on, I have no idea what page I'm on, page 11. And there's language in here I was not expecting. Wow, this would not be allowed today. I can see why people don't like it actually. I can see why people stop reading. When it makes sense. Okay, we have been reading for, I don't even know, we've gone over halfway. We've got an hour and 33 minutes left to go. And I have read 7% of Catch-22. I feel like this is going to be another book that I'm going to absolutely hate. I'm struggling, guys. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm hoping it'll get better. I'm hoping so. But that is my update for now. And I will probably stop in general right now. I think I'm going to make myself some dinner. Have a little pause and then come back and finish reading with either The Stardust Sea or One Piece. I'll go between the two of them for the next hour and a half left on here, but it is, what's the time actually? It's 8:30 and I am actually quite hungry, so I think that is a good idea, is to pause now. Hello folks, it is now 10 o'clock. Let me just fix this. My remote control over me. I have decided I'm going to finish reading the chapter of Catch-22 and then I will move on to The Starless Sea and War and Peace to end out this video, but I feel like I have read quite a lot this week and I'm pretty impressed. Let's get into this book again, try and get into it. Still watching the golf, that's what you can see, and yeah. Alright. We're done. Ooh. Challenge complete. It's actually nearly midnight and I am exhausted. Let's do a quick little roundup. I feel like this week has been really productive reading wise. Finished a book. I'm now over halfway in The Starless Sea, and now that I'm halfway, things are picking up and I'm understanding it a little bit more, because it's got like 3 stories in one and they're now beginning to link together, or more noticeably linking together. I'm kind of getting it a bit more, getting into it, which is good. I've read 8% of Catch-22 and I've read I think 4 or 5% of War and Peace, because it's a big book. It takes longer to kind of up a percentage, but yeah, pretty happy with how this week has gone. Now I'm wondering what sort of challenge you would like me to do next that is reading based. Let me know in the comments what you would like me to do. It can be like a genre challenge, or like, I don't know, a colour challenge, or a challenge based on my to be read list. Just anything, let me know. But I'm gonna go to bed and I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I have enjoyed reading and making this, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it too, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.